Is it, the screen is visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So in
sir.
the last lecture, we see that the last example. Okay, let Q be the field of rational number and f of x is equal to x raised to 4 plus x square plus 1. Okay, then show that Q of W, where W is equal to minus 1 plus root 3i, is the splitting field of f of x over Q. Okay, solve केलं हे. Okay, look at it. What is f of x? X
Yes,
raised to
sir.
4. X raised to 4 plus x square plus 1. Okay, which is equal to x square plus x plus 1 into x square minus x plus 1. Okay, now look at it. Suppose in some extension of Q, in some extension of Q, okay, field of rational number, if alpha is root of, if alpha is a root of x square plus x plus 1, then what we have? Then minus alpha, okay, is root of x square minus x plus 1. Okay, in some extension, in the same extension. Okay, what is the statement? Suppose in some extension of Q, if alpha is the root of this one, x square plus x plus 1, this polynomial, then minus alpha is the root of x square minus x plus 1 in the same extension. Okay, that means if alpha is the root of x square plus x plus 1, this implies alpha square plus alpha plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, and minus alpha is the root of x square minus x plus 1 in the same extension. Okay, now look at it. Therefore, in any extension of the field of rational number Q, this splits x square plus x plus 1, then it will also splits x square minus x plus 1. Okay, thus the field of, thus the splitting field, splitting field of f of x is equal to x raised to 4 plus x square plus 1. Okay, it's same as splitting field of x raised to x square minus x plus 1. Okay, now let us find the root of polynomial x square plus x plus 1. That is, assume this polynomial is equal to 0. X square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. So this implies the root of this polynomial by using the formula minus b plus or minus b square minus 4 is square root upon 2a. So we get x is equal to minus 1 plus minus root 3i divided by 2. Okay, now assume this first root w is equal to minus 1 plus root 3i divided by 2. Okay, and w square is equal to, w square is equal to minus 1 minus root 3I divided by 2. Okay, so thus the two roots, okay, two roots of x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0 are w and what? W square. Therefore, the splitting field, the splitting field for this polynomial over Q is Q of W. For this f of x over the field Q is what? Is Q of W. Okay, so therefore the splitting field for x raised to 4 plus x plus 1 over Q is Q of W. Okay, now the degree of splitting field is what? The degree of splitting field Q of W over the field Q is what is the degree of Q of W over Q? Here the W. Okay, this element satisfies the polynomial of degree
2.
2. So the degree of Q of W over the Q is 2. Okay, since, what is the reason? Since W satisfies a quadratic polynomial over Q. Okay, any doubt? Okay, so here the Q will be the field of rational number and f of x is equal to x raised to 4 plus x square plus 1. Then Q of W, where W is equal to minus 1 plus root 3I upon 2 is the splitting field of f of x. Okay, now the next theorem is what is the statement? Prove that there exists a splitting field. There exists a splitting field f of x belongs to capital F of x ring of polynomial. Okay, what is the theorem? Prove that there exists a splitting field f of x belongs to capital F of x. Okay, so every polynomial there exists a splitting field. There exists a splitting field for every f of x belongs to capital F of x. Okay, now look at the solution. Okay, let f of x is equal belongs to the small f of x. This belongs to capital F of x. Okay, b of degree smaller. Okay, so by previous theorem, what is the previous theorem? By previous theorem, we have there exists a finite extension, E of the field F, okay, of degree at most n factorial, in which This polynomial f of x has how many roots?
N roots.
N roots. Okay. Let f of x belongs to capital F of x is of degree n, then by previous theorem, there exists extension E of the capital F, okay, the field F of degree at most n factorial in which f of x has all the roots, that is n roots. Okay, suppose that polynomial is f of x is equal to a naught x raised to n plus a1 x raised to n minus 1 up to so on. Here. Okay, such that this a naught is not equal to 0. And let this alpha 1, alpha 2, up to so on alpha n are n roots. Okay, are the n roots in that field capital E of f of x. Okay, let f of x be the polynomial with a degree n, and alpha 1, alpha 2 up to alpha n are the n roots in E of that polynomial f of x. Then by factor theorem we can write this f of x is equal to a naught into x minus alpha 1 x minus alpha 2 up to so on x minus alpha n. Okay, any doubt up to here?
No, sir.
This alpha 1, alpha 2 up to alpha n, these are the roots of this polynomial f of x. Then f of x can write a naught into x minus alpha 1, x minus alpha 2 into up to so on x minus alpha 1. Okay, so in this way, f of x splits completely. Okay, so in this way, this f of x completely splits over the field of E, over the field E, as a product of first degree factors. As we see that there exists a finite extension E of the field F which decomposes adjoins this element alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 up to alpha n to the field F. Okay, and that F of alpha 1, alpha 2 up to so on alpha n is nothing but what? The field E. That is the finite extension of F which decomposes this f of x, okay, as a product of linear factors. Okay, any doubt? So consequently, a finite extension of f of minimal degree exists. Okay, what we have to do is alpha 1, alpha 2 and up to alpha n by adjunction to the field F. So we get what? E is equal to F of alpha 1 up to so on alpha 2 up to so on. Okay, so this is the finite extension of the field F. Okay, so consequently, we get the finite extension of f of minimal degree. Okay, exists, which is also possesses this property. Okay, which property? That finite extension E of the field f. Okay, we can write that polynomial f of x into the product of linear factors in the field E. Okay, so this minimal extension will be the splitting field for f of x. So this minimal extension will be a splitting field for f of x, because no proper subfield, okay, no proper subfield of this minimal extension this minimal extension can split f of x as a product of linear factors. Okay, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, suppose this one is f and this one is the field finite extension E. Well, E is equal to what? F of alpha 1, alpha 2 up to so on alpha n. Okay, the adjection of alpha 1, alpha 2 up to so on alpha n. Okay, which are the roots of this polynomial f of x belongs to capital F of x. Okay, so we get the finite extension E of the field f. So we can write this f of x now in the form of product of linear factors. Okay, and know any other proper subfield of this field E. Alpha we cannot write this f of x is in the form of product of linear factors on the field E naught. Okay, so hence E is the splitting field, smallest field, in which this f of x we can write in the product of linear factors. Okay, so for every polynomial f of x, there exists a splitting field. ओके त्याचे रूट्स फाइंड आउट करा त्या रूट्स काय करायचे दिलेल्या फील्डला ऍडजेक्शन करायचं ओके एनी डाउट अप टू हियर
No, sir.
okay now the next point is continuation of isomorphic mapping okay what is the continuation of isomorphic mapping now look at it the next definition is continuation of an isomorphic mapping. Isomorphic mapping. Okay. Now look at here. Suppose this is the field E. This is the field, sorry, this one is the field F. Okay. Now E and E dash be the extension of the field F and F dash respectively. Suppose this one is the field E, which is extension of F, and suppose this one is the field E dash, which is extension of F dash. Okay. Now on this set, म्हणजे हा field आहे म्हणजे काय तुमचा, on this set, on this field there exists a isomorphism sigma. Okay, now here E is isomorphic to E dash. Okay, on the bigger field. Okay, largest field. That is extension of F and F dash. And on F and F dash, there is exist a isomorphism psi. Okay. Now, what is the continuation of isomorphic mapping? Now, look at here. Now, this psi is the mapping from F to what? F dash. And the sigma is the mapping from E to E dash. Okay, but here what we have? E, F is the subfield of E, and F dash is the subfield of E dash. Okay, if we have sigma of alpha, okay, the element, the nature of element तिथे कसं असेल तुमचा alpha. Okay, इथे पण कसं असेल alpha असेल तुमचा. Okay, element nature, आणि ते कसं असेल output तुमचा. What is the output? Here suppose this one is alpha dash असेल किंवा. Okay. Now, if sigma of alpha is equal to psi of alpha for all alpha belongs to F, then we can say that an isomorphism psi, isomorphism sigma E to E dash, it's called continuation of the isomorphism of psi from F to F dash. ओके, याचाच अर्थ काय, जेव्हा हा तुमचा लार्जेस्ट फील्ड आहे इथे ई, इकडे काय आहे एफ, या ई वर कोणता आयसोमॉर्फिझम आहे, मॅपिंग काय, साय, सॉरी सिग्मा, आणि एफ वर कोणता आहे मॅपिंग, साय. ओके, जेव्हा हा आपण सिग्मा, हा सिग्मा अल्फावर अप्लाय करतोय, म्हणजेच काय करतोय, अल्फा बिलॉंग्स टू कुठे, एफ. ओके, जेव्हा हा अल्फा या फील्ड एफ मधून येईल, हा सिग्मा कोणासारखा ऍक्ट करेल, साय सारखा ऍक्ट करेल. ओके, म्हणजेच काय, सिग्मा इज इक्वल टू साय ऑन द फील्ड एफ. इज इट करेक्ट? कळतंय का काय सांगतोय?
Yes, sir.
ओके, एफ वर कोणता आयसोमॉर्फिझम आहे, मॅपिंग काय, एफ टू एफ डॅश साय. What is the mapping from E to E dash? It's sigma. Okay, for every element alpha belongs to F. Okay, this sigma and psi is equal. म्हणजे ह्याला काय केलं मी, एक्सटेंड केलं, या मॅपिंगला काय केलंय मी, एक्सटेंड केलंय. कुठे एक्सटेंड केलंय, या ई पर्यंत एक्सटेंड केलंय, आणि त्याला नाव दिलंय मी सिग्मा. दिस इज नथिंग बट कंटिन्युएशन ऑफ एन आयसोमॉर्फिक मॅपिंग. ओके, कंटिन्युएशन म्हणजे काय, हा आयसोमॉर्फिक, हा पण आयसोमॉर्फिक आहे, हा पण आयसोमॉर्फिक आहे मॅपिंग, हा ई टू ई डॅश आहे आणि हा एफ टू एफ डॅश. ओके, फक्त इथे फील्ड एक्सटेंड झालाय म्हणून काय केलं आपण, या मॅपिंगला पण काय केलं, एक्सटेंड केलं. सो दिस इज नथिंग बट कंटिन्युएशन ऑफ एन आयसोमॉर्फिक मॅपिंग. ओके, सो व्हॉट इज द डेफिनेशन, लुक एट हियर. लेट F and F dash be two isomorphic field, two isomorphic field. Okay, and E and E dash be extension fields of F and F dash respectively. Okay, and definition. Okay, and isomorphism. Okay, and isomorphism sigma from E to E dash is called continuation. Continuation of the isomorphism psi from the field F to F dash F. Okay, so this is the definition of continuation of isomorphism. Okay, इथं हा E extend कोणाचा आहे? Extension field of F. This E dash is the extension field of F. Similarly, this psi is extension isomorphism. That is continuation isomorphism or psi. Okay, any doubt now?
No, sir.
ओके, म्हणजे हा जेव्हा तुमचा सिग्मा काय होतोय, ईच्या प्रत्येक एलिमेंटवर हा जेव्हा अप्लाय करतोय सिग्मा, ओके, हा जो काही सिग्मा आहे की नाही, ईच्या जेव्हा प्रत्येक एलिमेंटवर अप्लाय करतोय तेव्हा जेव्हा केव्हा हा अल्फा तुमचा या फील्ड मध्ये येईल, ओके, या फील्ड मध्ये, तेव्हा काय होईल, तो साय सारखा ऍक्ट होईल. ओके, दॅट मीन्स दिस साय sigma of alpha is equal to psi of alpha for what? All alpha belongs to F. ओके, ह्याच्या बाहेरच्या एलिमेंटला कसा अप्लाय होईल मला माहिती नाही. ओके, या एफच्या बाहेर, पण जेव्हा कधी हा एफ वर अप्लाय होईल म्हणजे त्याच्या सबफील्डवर, ईच्या सबफील्डवर, तेव्हा कसा होईल, हो, या साय सारखा तो ऍक्ट करेल. ओके, एनी डाऊट?
No, sir.
ओके, ह्याच्यानंतर ह्याच्यावरच 3 थेरम्स आहेत, त्यामुळे ते एक्सटेन्शन नीट समजलं का? पहा, कंटिन्युएशन ऑफ आयसोमॉर्फिक मॅथ. ओके, आहात की सगळे? कोण कोण आहेत ना नाव?
Yes, sir.
खटावकर आहे का?
Yes, sir.
अथर्व खटावकर. खटावकर, हॅलो, गेले.
आहे सर, आहे.
हा, समजते का काही?
हो सर, समजते.
आवटे आहात का?
Yes, sir.
ओके, काय अडचण नाहीये ना?
No, sir.
भोपळे, एनी डाऊट अप टू हियर? काजल भोपळे नाही येते, फोन फोन केलं. ओके, ढगे अमर,
No doubt.
ओके, ढगे अमरजा, एनी डाऊट?
Yes. No, sir.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. So this is the definition of continuation of isomorphism. Okay, now the next theorem is let psi be an isomorphism of field onto field f dash. Let psi be an isomorphism of field capital F onto a field f dash. Okay, such that what is the mapping? Psi of alpha is equal to alpha dash for all alpha belongs to capital F. Okay, so then there is an isomorphism. There is an isomorphism psi star, okay, of f of x ring of polynomial on the field F. Okay, this one f of x onto f dash of t. Okay, Suppose the variable is here t. All the polynomials in t now here. Okay, so psi star is an isomorphism f of x onto f dash of t, such that psi star of alpha, okay, is equal to psi of alpha is equal to alpha dash for all alpha belongs to f. Okay, we know that f is contained in what? F of x. Is it correct? All
Yes,
the
sir.
constant polynomials. Okay. Now here, similarly, f dash is contained in what? F dash of t. Okay. Okay, any doubt?
No,
Now,
sir. No, sir.
look at here. This is the set. This is the field f. Okay, and this is the f dash. On the field f and f dash, there is an isomorphism psi. Okay, now this is the extension capital F of x, and this one is f dash of t. Okay, now on this field there is a isomorphism psi star. Okay, so we have to show that whenever this psi star is applied on the element of the field, okay, alpha, then this psi star and what is equal to psi. Okay, that is psi star of alpha is equal to psi of alpha is equal to alpha dash. Okay, इथे मॅपिंग हे दिलेलं आहे तुम्हाला psi of alpha is equal to alpha dash. ओके, इथे तुमचं एलिमेंट कसा असेल अल्फा, ऑल द कॉन्स्टंट पॉलिनॉमियल अल्फा 1 अल्फा 2. ओके, या फील्ड मध्ये इथे कसे असते एलिमेंट अल्फा डॅश. ओके, त्याच्या बाहेर काय असतील सगळे तुमचे पॉलिनॉमियल एफ ऑफ एक्स. इथे एफ डॅश ऑफ एक्स, एफ डॅश ऑफ टी. ओके, so we have to do that whenever this psi star is applied on the field f, then this psi star is equal to psi. Okay, for all alpha belongs to f. Now, proof. Here, psi is an isomorphism. Okay, which is given to us. Psi is an isomorphism of a field f onto a field f dash. Okay, so for any doubt? Any doubt? काही डाउट्स असतील तर विचारू शकते.
No, sir.
श्रद्धा चिट्टे म्यूट करा. Okay. Now here the psi is an isomorphism of the field f onto the field f dash. Okay, so for any alpha belongs to f, we write psi of alpha is equal to alpha dash. So here, for any alpha belongs to f, this implies psi of alpha is equal to alpha dash. Okay. Now let us define a mapping. Let us define a mapping. Psi star from f of x, okay, ring of polynomials into f dash of t. Okay, as follows. Now, for an arbitrary polynomial f of x. Okay, आता ह्याच्यातले एलिमेंट कसे असतील? Psi star is the mapping from what? F of x, capital F of x into capital F dash of t. Okay, so for any arbitrary element, for any arbitrary polynomial. Okay, ह्याच्यातला एलिमेंट कसा असेल माझा? पॉलिनॉमियल असेल. Polynomial we have f of x, okay, is equal to, suppose this polynomial is alpha naught plus alpha 1 x plus alpha square alpha 2 x square plus up to so on alpha n x raised to n. This is the polynomial belongs to capital F of x from the domain of psi star. Okay, so we define the psi star like this. We define psi star is the mapping by apply the psi star on f of x. Psi star of f of x is equal to psi star of f of x is what? Alpha naught plus alpha 1 x plus alpha 2 x square plus up to so on what? Alpha n x raised to n. Okay, which is equal to psi of alpha naught plus psi of alpha 1 and this t. हा तुमचा कुठे जाईल? तुमचा मॅपिंग ह्याच्यामध्ये जाईल ना. ओके, कोडोमेन मध्ये जाईल. What is the here the variable t? Okay, so here the psi of alpha 1 t, x चा काय होईल? t होईल. Psi of alpha 2 t square up to so on psi of alpha n into t raised to n, and the psi of alpha n alpha naught is what? Alpha naught dash. Okay, by the definition of psi, alpha 1 dash t plus alpha 2 dash t square up to so on alpha n dash t raised to n. Okay, and let's say this is the polynomial f dash of t. Okay, any doubt? So here we get psi star of f of x is equal to what? F dash of t. Okay, we define the psi star by this one. Okay, any doubt?
No, sir.
No,
Now
sir.
we have to prove that then there is an isomorphism. हा इथून पुढे आपल्याला हा प्रूव्ह करायचा आहे. Then there is an isomorphism psi star. That means this psi star is an isomorphism. That is 1 1 onto and homomorphism. Okay. Now prove that the psi star is 1 1. Step number 1. To prove that psi star is 1 1. Okay. What is the method to prove the 1 1ness? How we are going to prove 1 1ness? कसं प्रूव्ह करतोय? एखादा मॅपिंग जर 1 1 आहे, हा कसा प्रूव्ह करतोय?
Same element having same image.
ते वेल डिफाइंड साठी झाला. सेम एलिमेंट हॅव सेम इमेजेस. Okay, if x1 is equal to x2, this implies f of x1
F of x1 is equal to f of x.
हा असा असेल तर काय होईल? हा वेल डिफाइंड साठी करतो. ओके, याच्या रिव्हर्स असेल तर काय करतोय आपण? 1 1ness. Take the two images are equal, then if there are three images, that is x1 and x2 equal, then that psi star is 1 1. Okay, now let's take any two element. Okay, this one is f of x, alpha naught plus, okay, domain मधला हा एलिमेंट घेतलेला पहा, alpha 1x plus alpha 2x square up to so on alpha n x raised to n. And suppose this one is the g of x. What is g of x? Suppose this one is beta naught, beta 1x, beta to x square up to so on. Suppose the degree of g of x is what? Beta m. Okay, x is to m. Maybe n is equal to m or maybe not. Okay, b any two elements. Any two elements of capital F of x. So we have now taking the images are equal, that is psi star of f of x is equal to psi star of g of x. Okay, consider if we prove f of x is equal to g of x, then this psi star is 1. Okay, by the definition of psi star, what we have? कसा अप्लाय होईल ह्या पॉलिनॉमियलवर? अल्फा नॉट डॅश प्लस अल्फा वन डॅश एक्स चा काय होईल इथे? टी होईल. ओके, बाय द डेफिनेशन ऑफ साई स्टार. ओके, प्लस अप टू सो ऑन अल्फा एन डॅश टी which is equal to beta naught dash plus beta 1 dash t plus up to so on beta m dash t raised to m. Okay, this is t raised to m. Any doubt up to here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, now this implies if suppose n is equal to m. Okay, if n is equal to m and alpha dash alpha I dash is equal to what? Beta I dash. Okay, if n is equal to m जर असेल तर काय होईल? All by the equality of two polynomials, all the coefficients must be same. Okay, for each I running from 0 1, okay, up to so on n. Okay, so this implies n is equal to m and we get psi of what is this one? Alpha I dash is nothing but psi of alpha I, which is equal to psi of beta I. Okay, but psi is what? Psi is isomorphism. That means psi is 1 1 and 2. Okay, and also homomorphism. So this implies if the two images are equal, then we must have alpha I is equal to beta I. Since what is the reason? Psi is an isomorphism. Okay, any doubt?
No, sir.
काही डाउट्स असतील तर विचारू शकता. काही डाउट्स आहेत काय?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so here if n is equal to m, we have alpha I is equal to what? Beta I. Okay, now hence this implies first f of x is equal to g of x. ओके, इथे काय होईल? हा हे दोन पॉलिनॉमियल जर इक्वल असतील तर डिग्री मस्ट बी इक्वलच असायला हवे. ओके, जर इक्वल नसतील तर काय असतील? हा सपोज n इज ग्रेटर दॅन m असेल. ओके, ऑल द कोएफिशिएंट्स ऑफ काय n प्लस 1 अप टू m पर्यंत काय असतील? इक्वल असतील. इथे समजा कुठेतरी m आहे, तो m प्लस 1 m प्लस 2 ह्याचे कोएफिशिएंट्स काय असतील? ऑलवेज मस्ट बी 0 असतील. Okay, by the equality of two polynomials. Okay, so this implies f of x is equal to g of x. So hence psi star is 1 1. Okay, now step number 2, to prove that psi star is onto. What is the method to prove the ontoness? कसं प्रूव्ह करतोय onto आपण? एखादा फंक्शन ऑन टू दाखवायचा असेल, ऑन टू म्हणजे काय, रेंज इज इक्वल टू
Codomain.
कोडोमेन. समजा हा तुमचा कोडोमेन इज इक्वल टू रेंज. ओके, ते प्रत्येक एलिमेंट समजा 1 2 3 4 5 5 एलिमेंट आहेत, तर मला ऑन टू रेंज दाखवायचा असेल हा समजा तुमचा फंक्शन. व्हॉट इज द मेथड टू सॉल्व? टेक एनी एलिमेंट फ्रॉम द कोडोमेन if we have pre-image in domain. ओके, प्रत्येक एलिमेंटला काय असायला हवा मला इथे, प्री इमेज असायला हवा. ओके नाही, देन we can say that this psi star is, this f is onto here. Okay, suppose this one is psi star, then psi star is onto. Okay, now let here take any element from the codomain. What is the codomain of psi star? F dash of t. Okay, suppose this is the polynomial belongs to f dash of t. Delta naught dash plus delta 1 dash t plus delta 2 dash t square plus up to so on delta n dash t raised to n be any element of capital F dash of t. Okay, where wait a minute, where this all the coefficients of this polynomial delta naught dash, delta 1 dash up to so on delta n dash are belongs to what, f dash. ओके, हा आर्बिटरी एलिमेंट घेतला. आता प्रत्येक एलिमेंट साठी घेणं तर शक्य नाहीये. सो टेक एनी वन आर्बिटरी एलिमेंट फ्रॉम द कोडोमेन. इफ यू हैव द image in pre-image in the domain, then we can say that this psi star is onto. Okay, suppose this is the polynomial belongs to codomain, that is f dash of t, and all the coefficients are what, all belongs to f dash. But what, since f psi is what, onto, psi is the mapping from what, f to f dash. Okay, psi is homomorphism, isomorphism, that means psi is onto. Okay, so ontoness means what, there exists delta naught, delta 1 up to so on delta n belongs to belongs to
F.
f. Okay, these are the elements all belongs to f such that psi of delta naught is equal to delta naught dash, psi of delta 1 is equal to delta 1 dash up to so on psi of delta n is equal to delta n dash. Okay, now delta naught plus delta 1 x plus up to so on, this is delta n x raised to n. Okay, these are the elements from what, element ह्याच्यातून आलेले आहेत सगळे म्हणजे f मध्ये. Okay, then this polynomial is belongs to what,
F of X.
f of x, capital F of x. Okay, hence we get for any element from f dash of t, we get the polynomial in f of x. Okay, and we have the psi star of delta naught plus delta 1 x plus delta 2 x square plus up to so on delta n x raised to n. Okay, is equal to delta naught dash plus delta 1 t, delta 1 dash t plus up to so on delta n dash t raised to n. Okay, for any element from the codomain that is in the range set, we have the pre-image in that domain. Okay, this one is the pre-image of what, this element. Okay, so this implies psi star is on 2. Okay, any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, now we have to prove that the psi star preserves the operation. Which one? Addition of two polynomial and multiplication of two polynomial. Okay, f of a b is equal to f of a into f of b, and f of a plus b is equal to what? F of a plus f of b. Okay, का दोनों ऑपरेशन येणार इथे? Because here f and f dash is what? Field. Okay, now in the step number third, we have to prove that step number third and fourth, we have to prove that the homomorphism condition. Okay, so in the step number third, we have to prove that psi star preserves addition. Okay, now let f of x is equal to alpha naught alpha 1x plus up to so on alpha n x raised to n, and g of x is equal to beta naught beta 1x plus up to so on. Okay, the degree of that two polynomials may or may not be equal. Okay, bm into x raised to m. B any two elements of the domain of capital F of x. Let first condition. Let's suppose n is equal less than or equal n is greater than or equal to m. First condition. Let so if n is greater than m. What happens if n is greater than m? So we have psi star of f of x plus g of x is equal to, look at here, psi star, okay, by addition of two polynomial. Addition के लिए तो क्या येईल हा alpha naught plus beta naught, okay, plus alpha 1 plus beta 1 x, okay, plus up to so on alpha m plus beta m x raised to m. Here is what? M is less than n. Okay, इथपर्यंत हे येते. त्याच्या पुढे हे अजून टर्म्स आहेत. Which terms? Alpha m plus 1 x raised to m plus 1. Okay, up to so on alpha n x raised to n. Okay, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here the n is greater than m. Okay, ह्या दोनच कंडिशन होतील, एक तर इक्वल किंवा ग्रेटर दॅन. m इज लेस दॅन येणारच नाही. ओके, तसं असेल तर मग ह्याला काय करायचं त्यावेळेस? ह्याला f of x म्हणा आणि ह्याला g of x म्हणा. ओके, now this is equal to, what is this psi star? Psi star is nothing but psi of, by the definition of psi star, alpha naught plus beta naught plus psi of alpha 1 plus beta 1 x, sorry t, okay, t होईल ना x चा, plus up to so on psi of alpha m plus beta m t raised to m plus psi of alpha m plus 1 into t raised to m plus 1 up to so on alpha psi of alpha n t raised to n. Is it correct by the definition of psi star?
Yes, sir.
By what is the definition of psi? By the mapping psi is psi naught dash. Psi is what? Isomorphism. That means psi is homomorphism. That is psi preserves the addition. Okay, so here we get alpha naught dash plus beta naught dash. Okay, plus alpha 1 dash plus beta 1 dash into t plus up to so on alpha m dash plus beta m dash into t raised to m plus alpha m plus 1 dash, okay, into t raised to m plus 1 up to so on alpha n dash into t raised to n. Okay, any doubt up to here?
No, sir.
No,
Now
sir.
take all the alpha naught alpha 1 in one bracket. So what we get here? Alpha naught dash plus alpha 1 dash t into t plus alpha 2 dash into t square plus up to so on alpha m dash into t raised to m plus up to so on alpha n dash into t raised to n in one bracket plus beta naught dash plus beta 1 dash t plus beta 2 dash t square plus up to so on beta m dash t raised to m. Okay, now by the definition of psi star, this one is psi star of f of x plus, and this one is psi star of g of x. Okay, so this implies, any doubt?
No, sir.
F of x plus g of x is equal to psi star of f of x plus psi star of g of x. Okay, similarly, when n is equal to m, we get this one. Okay, similarly, when n is equal to m असेल तेव्हा काय होणार, ही टर्म्स येणारच नाही पुढच्या गोष्टी. ओके, त्याच्या पुढच्या काही टर्म्स आहेत ते असतील ते येणारच नाही. ओके, सो सिमिलरली व्हेन n is equal to m, we get psi star of f of x plus g of x is equal to psi star of f of x plus psi star of g of x. Okay, so and now the step number 4, we have to prove that psi star preserves multiplication. Okay, last step to prove that psi star preserves multiplication. Okay, consider psi star of f of x into g of x, okay, which is equal to psi star of what is f of x? Alpha naught alpha 1 x plus up to so on alpha n x raised to n, okay, into beta naught beta 1 x plus up to so on beta m x raised to m. Okay, I don't know the degree of the two polynomials equal or not. Now this is equal to psi star of first coefficient alpha naught beta naught, okay, constant term, plus now the coefficient of x is alpha naught beta 1 beta naught alpha 1. Is it correct? Coefficient of x alpha 1 beta naught,
Yes, sir.
okay, and beta 1 alpha naught. This is the coefficient of x. Okay, write down neatly. So coefficient of x is alpha naught beta 1 plus alpha 1 beta naught. This is into x plus up to so on. What is the coefficient of x raised to n plus m? काय येईल तिथे फक्त अल्फा n into beta m. लास्ट कोएफिशिएंट आहे, मग दिले कोएफिशिएंट याची गरज नाही. ओके, complete. So by the definition of psi star is nothing but Psi of alpha naught beta naught plus psi of, apply a psi star on this one. Okay, alpha naught beta 1 alpha 1 beta naught, and instead of x write t plus up to so on psi of alpha n beta n into t raised to n plus m. Okay, any doubt? But psi is isomorphism. That means psi preserves the multiplication. Okay, this is equal to psi preserves the multiplication. This means what? Psi of alpha naught, psi of beta naught plus psi of alpha naught, psi of beta 1 plus psi of alpha 1 into psi of beta naught into t. Okay, plus up to so on psi of alpha n into psi of beta m into t raised to n plus m. What is the reason? Psi is an isomorphism. Okay, so this implies, by the definition of psi, what we have? Dash beta naught dash. Okay, plus this one is alpha naught dash beta naught beta 1 dash plus alpha 1 dash into beta naught dash into t. Okay, up to so on alpha n dash beta m dash into t raised to n plus m. Okay, t raised to n plus m. Okay, so this is equal to alpha naught dash plus alpha 1 dash t. Okay, plus alpha 2 dash t square plus up to so on alpha n dash into t raised to what? Sorry,
Yeah.
t raised to n. Okay, into beta naught dash beta 1 dash up beta 1 dash t plus up to so on beta m dash t raised to m. Okay, is it correct? Separate करेगा. So this is equal to psi star of what? F of x into this one is psi star of what? G of x. Okay, so this implies psi star of f of x into g of x is equal to psi star of f of x into psi star of g of x. Okay, hence psi star is an isomorphism. Psi star is an isomorphism of capital F of x onto f dash of t. Okay, and then last condition we have to prove that this one. Okay, which condition? Psi star of alpha is equal to psi of alpha is equal to alpha dash for all alpha belongs to v. Okay, जेव्हा हा psi star या f वर अप्लाय होईल, ओके, सब फील्ड वर, तेव्हा हा कसा होईल? psi star आणि psi हाय इक्वल असतील, हे प्रूव्ह करायचं. Okay, step number 5. To prove that psi star of alpha is equal to psi of alpha is equal to alpha dash. Okay. Now, also we have psi star of alpha is equal to what? Wait a minute. Psi star of alpha is equal to psi star of alpha into x raised to 0. Okay, which is equal to how we are going to apply psi star on this one? Psi of alpha into t raised to 0. Okay, but what is psi of alpha?
Alpha dash.
Alpha dash का alpha yield. Wait a minute. Alpha dash, alpha dash. Okay, alpha dash. Okay. What is psi of alpha is alpha dash, but what is t raised to 0 is 1, which is equal to alpha dash for all alpha belongs to F. Okay. Any doubt up to here?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is the proof of the theorem. Okay, so what we proved here? Let W be an isomorphism of the field F onto F dash. So there is a continuation of isomorphism of f of x onto f dash of t. Okay, such that psi star is equal to psi for all alpha belongs to F. Okay, हा एक थेरम झाला, अशा अजून दोन थेरम आहेत. Okay, continuation of isomorphism. Okay, any doubt up to here?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so the next part we will see in the next lecture. Okay, for today it is sufficient now. Okay, and thank you for the attending the lecture. You can leave now. Thank you.